a system that could feed a family of 4, at least 1 big salad a day, every day, 365 days a year, right?
Hi, welcome to the Daddy Curbs Farm. This weekend, I had the pleasure of hanging out at the Mother Earth News Fair in Belton, Texas, and it was so fun. We got to meet lots of YouTubers, podcasters, vendors with great products. It was just a really good time. In this video, I'm going to show you a moment where we got to chat with Jack Spirko from the Survival Podcast, and he explained all about his small-scale hydroponic setup that he's using to grow amazing fresh veggies right in his home.
This tray grows microgreens, and this tray grows out your larger produce. That tray down there is not plumbed into the circulating system. What it does is it starts your plants using a straight crack key non-recirculating tech. So you start your plants down there because they don't need much room when they're babies. Right? They grow up, about 14 days to grow out. You end up with a plant that's about this big at 14 days. You pull it out of there, you bring it up here, and you grow it out. You can harvest about 10 to 15 plants a week, depending on how many you start every week. Every week, and I'm talking harvesting whole plants, and you never stop having food. 5 minutes of work a day, 15 minutes on Sunday.
So you don't cut and let it regrow. You harvest the
We do a little bit of that, but it's designed that you, see, when you get a head of lettuce like this, it needs to be harvested. This is probably 5 days past when it should have been harvested. I needed something to bring here, which is why it's that grown out. They get too big, and the cut and come again with lettuce, you get 1 regrow, 2, you start to get bitter.
Oh, really?
Right? Okay. So we want to go fresh, high quality, really good tasting stuff. You take a little cut and come again as you need it, but you almost have to harvest to keep the perpetual nature going. What we're doing right now, we're pumping water out of the system because we're breaking it down. Same way you do a water change. So this holds about 30 gallons of water because these 2 trays hold a significant amount of water. And then there's a 17-gallon sump down there to make the whole thing work. What happens is, this is an ebb and flow tray. Right? We're growing microgreens in this tray in little 10-10 trays. And since we're getting the floor wet anyway, we're using jute mats to grow our microgreens. We've been feeding people this. You can grow up to 8 of these 10-10 trays. I went to 10-10s instead of 10-20s because a 10-20 tray is a lot of microgreens for 2 people to eat, right? So I've got 4 10-10 trays running. You can go up to 8 different varieties of microgreens. Your turnover on your microgreens is going to be somewhere between 8 and 14 days. They're really, really fast, really, really amazing. Let me see if I got some of this. Yeah. This is garden cress. The reason I'm giving you that, it's probably the most impactful. It's real peppery. Kind of tastes like the surgeon or watercress. Huge flavor, big hit of flavor. I think he's got, wow. Yeah, he's got the garden cress there. I've got broccoli and I've got borage, but I think the borage. Get you a couple. The borage has left the building mostly. Borage is kind of like a cousin of comfrey, but when it's a microgreen, it tastes like cucumber. And I would actually say it tastes almost like a cucumber melon. So you bring somebody over, you make them a salad, you throw a handful of that in there, and they dig around looking for the cucumbers. Right? So we grow the microgreens here. This is an ebb and flow system. So the way this works, it runs on a timer instead of a siphon, like a lot of ebb and flows do a lot of aquaponics. This supply line, we're going to have a mess in here. Anyway, so the supply line brings your fluid up here, fills this tray. This is your discharge. There's a stand-up pipe in this one, and it sets the level about that high. So your water builds up, starts overflowing. This flows into this tray. That moves the water through. Then it moves the water through, and it goes back into something. It's just a circle. But when the pump shuts off for 45 minutes, then the water falls right back down the pipe that brought it in, and it drains this tray dry. There's nothing left in it. So 15 on, 45 off, pump only runs 6 hours a day. And then every time it runs, these microgreens, it's like a big breath of fresh air. It's like a big giant air because the water pushes all the stale air out, and when it drains, it pulls all fresh air in. And that's why those microgreens grow like that. I've done microgreens for years in soil. I have never had microgreens as good as these. They're just fantastic. You You see everybody's been eating like crazy here. I don't know if I have.
You just go up here and pick out. Yeah, it'll get you one.
You like wasabi?
Yes.
Try that. There's not much left, I'm sorry.
We will kill this one.
He will love this. That's actually a variety of arugula.
Yeah. Very tasty.
That's too.
And it's just kind of hot. It's hot, but unlike a hot pepper, it doesn't stay. It goes away, so you don't.
Like wasabi.
Yeah, it's exactly like wasabi.
Layer of flavor.
I mean, this has converted so many people. I'm glad we brought it down. It was kind of a trial to bring it down. But just because people think hydroponic food is sterile, they think it's tasteless. That's a Chinese variety of celery. Huge celery punch, you know. This is a mustard. This will actually taste pretty mild now compared to that wasabi arugula, right? But that's a Chinese pink stem mustard. It's called Mizuna. And just being able to give people this
Flavor.
it's so intense.
Very intense, yeah.
Yeah, that's basil. Yeah, I'm sorry, there's not much left.
Reach down.
Wow.
So now you've had all those intense flavors, and even with that, like this is just a lettuce, and you'll swear that it's even salted a little bit because it's so mineral rich. It has a salty flavor to it.
Definitely not that lint flavor.
No.
This is the store.
Exactly, and it's because, so as much as we beat up on conventional ag in stores, the reason the food tastes like crap is not necessarily that the food was grown poorly. It's certainly not as good as it should be, but the farmers would tell you they get paid nothing for flavor. Okay, what they get paid for is pounds, and they're going to make a product that has to go in a box and take 2 weeks to get to the consumer. They're growing varieties that are designed to survive that. The best tasting varieties, your heirloom varieties, your really nutrient dense varieties, they don't travel well. This stuff looked actually a lot better a couple days ago before we brought it down here. It's not happy about traveling, but if you're harvesting it and eating it immediately, it doesn't have to travel well. You're eating it while it's still alive. I mean, that's the way to look at it, and we're pretty happy with it. And it costs about $1 a day electricity. So the energy audit is an instant one. The lights, this is what made it actually feasible, is these lights. 2 years ago, that light was a $50 light. Today, 6 of those lights are $90.
Very affordable.
Yeah, very affordable, works.
That's fixture and bulb?
It's actually, it is. It's integrated. It's a single unit. These are just little fins, the little record fins. They're made by a company called Barina. Barina, B-A-R-R-I-N-A.
Okay.
And they actually did provide the lights. Hi, what you doing? They did provide the lights, so that was one cost I didn't have to absorb. These trays are actually, I was going to do this and like build the trays out of lumber and use onliner and stuff to drive the cost down, and I decided to use either purpose-built flood trays. They're made for hydroponics. This is an ebb and flow, this is a flood and drain tray, this is a deep water tray. It's made for this purpose. That way if somebody wants to build one, I don't know how good they are at building stuff. They don't, all they have to be, if they can drill a hole and put a bulkhead in, they're good.
Yeah. We ran out of them.
Yep.
That's very exciting. So, if somebody wanted to do exactly what you did, do you have a website?
I have a website, survivalpodcast.com. They can go there, but the best thing to do then would be look up my YouTube channel, and I have a playlist where I started out at the very beginning and I built this. Got a lot of help from the YouTube community, suggestions as it went on the way. One of the big ones is like this material here. I was using foam board like everybody does. This is the material they make signs out of. It's like a chloroplast plastic, corrugated plastic.
Oh, I see. I thought it,
Yep.
yeah.
And so this stuff sells for about $20 for a 4x8 sheet. So one sheet makes 2 of these and you have one. This is designed to get wet, it's designed to be out in the sun, it doesn't break down, it doesn't fall apart like foam does eventually. And I'm really big on longevity. I don't mind using some products that maybe are plastic or whatever, but then they better last a long time. I don't want to put them in a landfill. So that's worked out well, and everything's worked out great. The cost on this would be just a little under $700. I don't sell them, I'm an educator. I designed it because I got tired of looking. I had all these people asking me about, like, you know, the IKEA Hydro, grow all your own stuff. Yeah, no. they're several $1,000s, and they grow half a dozen basil plants. You're never getting your money back.
Right.
This is production.
Right.
You know, it's production. Is it perfect? No, but the truth is, I never did any hydroponics at all until about 60 days ago. Now I'm doing it. It's that easy. I mean, I do have about a 5-year background in aquaponics, and I have to say that hydro's easier. If I'm deficient in something, I just add it. If I'm deficient in something and I just add it with fish, kill the fish.
Yep.
My other problem that I've had with hydro or aquaponics is I've done it a long time. I've gotten really good at it. We take vacations. I get a caretaker, pay him to live at my house, whatever, and you know what I come home to? Dead fish. Yeah. And because you don't know what you know until you're not there. I walk in, I look at my fish, and I go, hey, time for a water change. I don't do any testing, whatever. You can't transfer that level of knowledge to somebody in a 48-hour period.
So are you still raising fish?
I do raise fish, but I don't do them in aquaponics anymore. I do aquaculture.
Right.
I build ponds. Like my ponds average about 3,700 gallons. A lot more forgiving. Aquaponics is a system on the edge all the time. You have to overstock it to grow the plants.
Right.
So what I do is standard stocking density with fish now, and I use native, local fish. That makes it more sustainable. I use like bullheads and bluegills and green sunfish and stuff like that. We catch them in a creek. You can't overfish them. There's no way to overfish them. It's impossible. If anything, taking them out of a low, it probably helps because they're overpopulated. We grow them out. I've got green sunfish swimming around that big. They taste a lot better than tilapia. They don't die in the winter.
Nice.
That's the big thing. You can do tilapia, you got to heat water in the winter, or you got to harvest them.
Very cool. So aquaculture for your fish, hydroponics for your veggies.
Yep.
Plus you could do this in your utility room.
You do this in a utility room, in a spare bedroom, whatever. I was actually going to build this in my house. I ended up doing the garage because we decided we were coming down here to Mother Earth News to present it. In fact, the reason I built it was they asked me to come down here, and I'm like, well, I want to do something that nobody else has done at Mother Earth News before. So I built it just for this, but it was a huge, good decision. I was like, do I really want to go through all this? We have converted so many people to believers in this because they tasted the food. People thought it was bland, tasteless, sterile. Those are the words I hear about hydro. You tasted it. It's intensely flavorful.
Well, I didn't have the impression that hydroponics was bland at all.
Yeah.
However, I didn't really expect it to be that flavorful.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was going to be good, but that was really good. Like, I could eat that every day and be happy about it.
You see it in people's faces that have never tried food that flavor. You hand it to them and you watch their face change.
Yeah, yeah.
That made worth it.
Here on the Daddy Curbs Farm, I believe that everyone has a story and every story counts. I believe your story counts because you count. Thank you so much for being a part of my story through this video and letting me be a part of yours. Do check out Jack Spirko's podcast and his website. Maybe you can grow veggies in your home using his system just as well. I will talk to you soon.